next day.
Oof, okay, another video, another great video, and that is, should designers learn how to code? Yes or no? Actually, you know what? Pause this video, comment below, and let me know what you think. Do designers need to learn how to code? Yes or no? If it is a yes, let me know why, and if you think it's a no, why you think so as well.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Either way, just, you know, comment below, let me know, because I'm actually very curious to know what you think. So do you need to learn how to code? The answer is no. But at the same time, you really shouldn't, sorry about that, yeah? You really shouldn't ignore this topic. There are important things which you should really consider before you start designing, and you really need to learn how to cooperate or really work in a friendly way, whatever you want to call it, with an engineer or developer. And I have listed things here which I wrote down in Coda, and this is based on my personal experience, which I like to share with you guys, and I hope it can really help you guys evaluate, not evaluate, evolve as a product designer or UX UI designer. All right, so first one is actually very uncomfortable, and that is you just gotta break the ice, bro. You just gotta do it. And the best way to do it is when you start working at a new company. Usually the first, second, or third week, it's about you learning about the company, the product, etc. Book a one-on-one with your fellow teammate, so with the product team, engineering team, and the dev team. Preferably like 30 minutes, yeah? Introduce yourself, your previous work experience, what brings you here, etc, etc. Tell them to introduce themselves. It'll be like their turn, and after that, tell them like, hey, what are some pros and cons working with a designer? And they'll like literally list like 100 things. But no, for real, they will list a couple of things. And after that, you know, make sure you list your pros and cons, and that way you guys can both relate your experiences, and you will know what to do, what not to do, or what the person like, didn't like, why didn't like it. You should ask those questions and figure it out, because when you start working at your first project and you know that person is going to implement it or code it, you will already feel comfortable and you will know what to do, what not to do. So that is very, very important. Number two would be grid system. It's very, very important to actually apply grid before designing. I mean, grids are available in Figma, XD. There are Chrome extensions that have CSS grids, so you can use that, you know, looking and review other websites like Airbnb, Google, YouTube, whatever it may be. You can look at their CSS grid, and you know, that can be very helpful, especially nowadays. You know, anything you design needs to be responsive, so CSS grid can go a long way, and they get really, really happy when you do use a grid, because when they code, they are going to use the grid from the start, and if it doesn't match your grid, yo, I think we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Number three is SVG. I swear to God, I cannot stress this enough. If you ever send your icons over, make sure they are SVG, okay? Just make sure, and never send icons just one by one. Make sure you just zip them up and put it in one folder and send it off. If your icons have different colors, be sure to, well, they will already know by looking at your Figma file, but be sure to mention them like, yo, the second folder has these colors, and etc. Just communicate with them, because when they use your icons, they need it either in black or white. I personally just do black, it's so much easier, and then they CSS code the color. So that is very, very important. Number three, I don't know where we are. I think we're in number 4 right now. Don't add too many fonts, don't add too many drop shadows, don't add too many images, don't add too many different types of cards, don't add too many colors. I don't know if I already said that. And don't add too many of too many, okay? First of all, that's bad UX. Second of all, that's bad UI. Make sure you have minimum of everything.
I think there is a profound and enduring beauty in simplicity.
When you are designing, be sure to include the brand guidelines, which takes me to the 5th point. I think this is number 5. I'm so losing out of track. Thank God I have an editor and he can like mention it here somewhere. so my next point is design system, which is relevant to what I was saying. So whenever you are being interviewed, make sure to ask the interviewer that, hey, do you guys have a design system in place? And if that is the case, then any project you start, make sure you use a design system. Do not try to reinvent the wheel, because that is such a beginner rookie mistake. Which goes to my next step. More components, colors, fonts, and etc. on a design will create a longer load time. So always have that in mind, which means those guys have to create more code for your design because you just want things to look extremely pretty. That's not how things work, unfortunately. Faster load time equals higher chance of that website being picked from Google and other popular search engine. In this case, it is only Google, but yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so what you can do is, whenever they ask for a code, is, for example, let's go right here. I'm gonna click on the CTA, and on the right hand side, inspect element, and this is the CSS code for it. If you are working on an iOS, there you go, Android, there you go. But anyways, this is the information that you can just provide them if they ever need it. Majority of the time, it will just be colors. So I can just double click on the CTA right here, and that is the color. So you can do this for literally anything. Like I can select this font right here, and that's the color. So when I click on it, it is copied, and then I can send that off. In terms of your flow, I use this arrow right here. So this is an example. So you got two screens, and this screen will go here. So this is obviously very obvious for designers, but not so much for other non-designers. So yeah, use this arrow. It's called Open Auto Flow. It is available in Figma for free. So go ahead and try that out. Trust me. And you don't even have to manually create this. You can just select like bunch of UI screens and select auto flow, and it will automatically the arrows will automatically point to all of those screens, which is kind of cool. Or you can do option 2, like I mentioned, you can do the whole prototype thing. But for me, the engineers and developers that I work for, they don't really give up of that, so I do this, and it's been super helpful. Yeah, and prototype is something that I present to the entire company. And I think that is it. I don't think that's that bad, yeah? I don't think that's quite that bad, yeah?